Good evening, this is Rachel with Infused Meadows, and I'm going to show you how to make my baked beans. It's my recipe. If you're in the U.S., go grab yourself 2 cans of pork and beans. If you're in the U.K., you grab these baked beans. They're pork and beans. They just call them baked beans, but it's the same thing, okay? You're going to put those into a pan. Now, if you're in the U.S., you've got good bacon, so you can bake these in the oven. Follow these same instructions. The only difference will be you'll lay some good bacon across the top of that. You'll put that into a 350-degree oven, or if you're in the UK, 180 Celsius, and you're going to let that bake until the bacon is cooked. So 15-ish minutes, okay? So 2 cans. Now, I have been working on making my own version of pork and beans, so when that is down to a T, I will definitely do a video, but for the here and now, I'm using what I got, okay? Not saying it's my favorite, I'm just saying it's what I got. Okay, we want to go in with this first. So this is a 1/2 cup of lightly packed, not tightly packed, brown sugar. And then I'm going to reuse this, you'll see. And then a 1/4 cup of ketchup. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and stir this in. I want to get this nice and mixed up. I'm just going to be cooking these on the stovetop. Generally, though, these are made in the oven. It's just, like I said, you get that good bacon. Leaves really nice flavor behind. You add that to the top of your pan, and you just shove that in your oven. You let that bake. It usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes. Then you just pull them out, and you've got some delicious baked beans. Okay. Now, I'm going to go in with 1 teaspoon of chili powder. Those of you in the U.S., it is not chili seasoning. We're not making chili. Look for chili powder. Okay? You want 1 teaspoon. Okay, I've done a video showing you how to make barbecue sauce. I'm going to go in with 3/4 cup, or I'm going to use this 1/2 cup measure that I already used to pour that in there. So it's a 1/2 cup as I'm dripping. I'll scrape that in just a second. And then that 1/4 cup. Okay. Again, mix this together until it is all nice and combined. Now, remember that large onion I cut up earlier for the potato salad? I'm going to go in with about a 1/2 cup of my finely chopped onion. Okay. Now all I want to do is I want to put this on the stovetop, or if you're putting it in the oven, put it in the oven. And you're going to bake this, like I said, for about 15 to 20 minutes. You put your bacon on top. When your bacon is done, your baked beans are done. Since I don't have the bacon, I'm just doing this on the stovetop. So I'm going to put it over there on a medium, just going for a medium heat. And then what I'll do is I'm going to let this come to a simmer. And I want this to simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes, okay? Now, if you have a high simmer, almost a boil, you need to turn that down because we're not boiling it. You just want a really light simmer, okay? So once I get the simmer going, I'll bring you back, and then that way you can see what I got going. We'll be back. Just to let you know. So if you're making this full meal tonight, what you have left of that barbecue sauce, feel free to make yourself some barbecue chicken. Goes really well with this. You do your barbecue chicken with your baked beans and your potato salad. Normally I'll make some cornbread rounds. I'm not doing that today, but the next time I do, I will definitely bring you back for that and show you how I make cornbread. Okay, so just wanted you to know on that. And on the baked beans, if you're somebody that likes them a little bit sweeter rather than, like, I like a barbecue taste, okay? I love the barbecue sauce. What you'll want to do is flip that. So you'll do the 1/4 cup ketchup with a 1/2 cup of your barbecue sauce, and then do 3/4 cup of your brown sugar. Still don't firmly pack that, or else you're going to end up with a very, very sweet baked beans, and they're not supposed to be sweet, okay? We'll be back. I just wanted to say real quick that be sure to taste these when they're cold. My daughter used to love them cold. She didn't particularly care for them once they were cooked. So I always had to dish her out some before I baked them. Me and my son just love them. So does my husband. We just love them. I think everybody in my family does. My daughter was the only one that said she liked them better cold. So you can see these little bubbles starting to form around the sides. Really, that's about all you want. It's going to do the same thing in your oven. You'll see it start to bubble. Should be gentle bubbles all the way around here. And, of course, they'll start in the center as well. If you're in the oven, don't have to stir them. If you're on the stovetop, I personally recommend giving them a good stir just to keep those beans and the onion from sticking to the bottom of your pan, because it is a different kind of heat. Your oven is all the way around, whereas this is concentrated on the bottom of your pan. So, it does not have to be a constant stir, but at least a steady one. And like I said, after about 15 minutes, you're going to pull these off, let them cool for, 5-10, and then serve them. If you want these to be, if you want that liquid to be a little bit thicker, you can let them simmer for about 20 minutes. I wouldn't simmer too long, or else your beans are just going to fall apart, and you may not like it at that point, because you're not making, refried baked beans. Okay? So, I hope that this helps. There's not much more I can show you. I mean, they're going to look roughly the same, just a little thicker after they've cooked for about 20 minutes. So, I hope that I hope you give this a try. I hope you love it, if not like it. And if not, as I always say, then I hope you find that recipe that's out there that's right for you. And as always, have yourself a very wonderful rest of your day.